Yeah, lost the game. No excuses. We didn't play good enough in any phase. Didn't coach good enough any phase. I think what happened today is our immaturity showed up at times in critical moments, and we got to be better from coach to player, player to coach. Credit to Villanova. They played better than us. They capitalized on opportunities. And obviously they're number one in the conference for a reason, and that showed. But I was proud of our kids' effort, how hard they played, competed. We just got to play better in more critical moments, and that starts with coaching to playing together. There's no one finger pointing. All three phases did not play good enough today to win or coach. We didn't do any of those things. So we'll get this bye week and get right. We're 4-2 right now. Everything we need is in front of us out of 6 games. So we got a lot more ball left, and we're going to get this right and move forward.
Thank you. We'll start with Dennis. First question to Coach.
Hi, Billy. Dennis Corin from New State. For those of us who haven't been here, what is the identity of your team, and do you think you got closer to the your optimal version of your group's identity?
Yeah, our identity is we're going to be tough and competitive. One thing about Mark told us that we play really hard, and we do play hard. I am proud of that. We just got to play a little bit smarter. That comes with experience, and we're more competitive ball games now. In the past, we were not in competitive ball games, so our kids are learning that. Whether we've had some success, and we didn't have success today, and now we got to figure out why we didn't, and we'll watch the tape and figure that out. But our identity is we're going to fight and compete and be tough. That's the great thing about these guys is they're going to keep competing, keep being tough. And I think it's coming along really well. We just got to learn how to play more detailed, more sound in critical moments, and that's going to come with time. And we got some youth there, but we'll figure that out.
I have a follow-up for you.
Yes, sir.
On Abbott's 59-yard touchdown run, 2 plays before you had declined a face mask penalty. I was just curious what went into that decision.
Yeah, that's fair. I wanted to play third down. I wanted to get off the field and get the ball back to our offense in a quicker manner. So one less down, more time for the offense to go score. So that was the thought behind it, and obviously didn't pay off, but played critical coverage there. We got a call and it happened, but that was the reasoning behind it. Yes, sir.
Well, good, Dennis.
Yeah.
And then we'll open up for the statesman.
Yeah. Hey, Coach. So you guys slowed down a lot on offense and defense coming out of halftime. What was the biggest difference on both sides of the ball in the second half?
Yeah, I think we got to create some more depth. I think that's big. We're trying to play more guys. I think that's part of it. And I just think, we had a really good series there on the offensive start. That was a great series. And then from there, we just kind of lost that momentum. There were some plays in between that we have to learn to respond from in critical moments. And Villanova capitalized on it, and we didn't. So that's just really the thing that we have to learn. And that comes with experience and playing. You can practice it and you can talk about it in a meeting, but you have to go through it. And actually do it and live in the trenches like our guys do, and they'll learn from that, and we'll learn from that as coaches. So that's what we got to do moving forward.
And you guys had a couple of gifts on special teams today, but you also had a couple of shortcomings on your own. What did you see from your special teams unit?
Yeah, I think the first half played well. Second half we weren't as clean. Obviously the muff punt was tough, but I thought we punted the ball well, and I thought we had some opportunistic plays there. But we just got to be a little bit better on teams there at the end of the game as a group and figure out how to finish the game. And obviously early in the game, creating those extra possessions were big, and to credit to Coach Elliott and his staff. But we just got to be better in the second half.
For Roland and Clarens, just from your standpoint, what changed between the first half and the second half?
Yeah, like Coach said, honestly, I just think we just had a different mindset. The rest of the game, the first few games we had, it wasn't Villanova. Obviously, they're not. We're a good team too. They are a good team too as well. So honestly, I feel like we just came out thinking like we just run the clock out. We can't do that. We gotta come out on the mindset. We gotta keep swinging. This game not over. 0-0.
I say the biggest thing is we got to keep our foot on the pedal, coming out the half, the energy wasn't there, and we all know, football's a game of momentum, so once they start having momentum, we just wasn't able to match the momentum back, and that's something we have to do when we play these big games.
And for Clarens, on the pass interference penalty, can you just take me through what you saw in that play?
I feel like it was a competitive play, running hip to hip, and then he dove at the end, but our coaches teach us to play a next play mentality, so I wasn't too worried about the pass interference.
Coach, I have a question. Both Roland and Clarens touched on it. When you come out of the half, you get the 10-point lead. You had a 3-point lead, stretched it to 10. Was there any shift, they both mentioned mentality, was there sort of a lack in energy after you stretch the lead to 10?
Yeah, I think so. That muff punt really we got to learn to overcome that. That happens in a game. We got to learn to fight back. I think that just kind of took the air out of it. And as a team, we have to respond and rally around that and not point, and keep coming. So I think that's part of it. I think that's a big reason why we got to keep playing. And there's other opportunities in that game that we got to be better on defense. They had some big plays that we got to make sure we stuff. And then offensively, we take a shot, we underthrow the ball and miss a throw. And obviously, I think we could be a little more aggressive in the pass game a little bit, in my opinion. So that's all of us as coaches to players, that we got to be a little bit better there in the second half and find ways to finish games out.
And lastly, what do you think of Tyler? I know he hasn't gotten that much playing time, but he is a graduate student. He's a veteran. So what do you see from him today?
Yeah, besides the one pick, he played okay. He gave us a shot. He was competitive and tough. Kept the chains moving with his feet. I think that's the biggest thing. There was things where we missed protection or we weren't open downfield, and he made some plays with his feet. And he kept fighting, kept competing. That's the one thing about him I love about him is he's always going to compete and go. And he knows he can play a little bit better, and we can coach him better and make him better. But I thought he gave him everything he got for us. He gave us every opportunity, and we just got to help around him a little bit and make more plays.
So, just for Clarens and Roland, what do you guys get out of playing the number 5 team in the nation in your house?
It's a good opportunity, to show off how much we work throughout the week and stuff like that. That's really it.
It's a big challenge playing against a big opponent, but I feel like all week, we didn't look at the rankings. We it's another opponent.
Yeah.
We were just gonna play them. Our coach teaches us not to overplay or underlook any opponent, so we just went out there and just played.
Okay, Dennis. You guys have any questions?
Yeah, I got one for Coach. You guys talked about playing smart. You've talked about playing smarter in the past. Today you had 8 penalties, 84 yards. What'd you see there?
Some of them were, obviously you're competitive in the game and it happens, and sometimes the ball don't bounce your way. But you got to learn to keep competing. So the ones that we were competitive on, I'm not going to worry about. A lot of them were competitive plays. So we teach our guys to compete because you're playing against a top 5 team. You can't play scared, and we just got to learn that. Yeah.
And then just a couple for Roland. Another huge game for you today. Coming into this game, Villanova had the 3rd best rushing defense in the conference. You still put up 115 yards on the ground and 3 touchdowns. What was working for you today?
So just coming in every day preparing, man. Just coming in with that mindset, listen to my coaches. If you say stay up the midline, stay up the midline. Trying to see my reads. Definitely shout out to the O-line because that wouldn't be possible without them.
And you've had a monster season so far too. You've quadrupled your career rushing touchdowns, and you're going to shatter your season high in rushing yards. What's been the biggest difference this year as opposed to years before?
I just feel like obviously working out every day, just studying the plays, but I feel like my coach just put me in the right position, right opportunities that I just didn't get in the past years.